And it was a Sunday morning. I was in bed, still asleep. It was early in the morning, maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock. And the phone rings. And it's my baby brother using my mom's phone. His name's Isaac. He's 9 years old. So I answer the phone, like, hello? Hello, Trevor? I say, hey, Isaac, what do you want? How are you? I'm fine, thanks. I'm also fine, thank you. I'm fine, thanks, and how are you, Isaac? I'm fine, thanks, and how are you? I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure. Trevor, are you busy? Yeah, sort of. Why? No, because Mom's been shot. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Mom's been shot and we're at the hospital. Can you come? Mom's been shot. Okay, what do you mean? Okay, yeah, of course I can come. Okay, which hospital? Tell me that. And he tells me the hospital. I dropped off. Okay, can you come? Like, he's too polite for his own good. He's too, like, can you come? Like, what, I'm gonna have to slot shot Mom into my schedule? Just find, coffee at 2 and then PlayStation at 1. Okay, Mom, we'll try. Come on, can I come? Of course I can come. I'm panicking. I jump out of bed, I'm running around, I'm trying to put my clothes on, some things are backwards, I don't even notice, I don't even care. Grab the car keys, but I'm looking for the car keys, running around there, losing my mind. I jump into the car, into the streets. As soon as I get out the gate, the tears start coming out. You can't even control it. You're just there driving, and all of a sudden, it's just... I'm driving, I'm trying to hold it back, but then I get to the traffic lights, the robot is red, and I just let it out. It just comes out. No, don't wash my window. No. Hey, no, hey, no, no, And there I am, driving to the hospital like a madman. I get there, jump out the car. My brother's standing there, the emergency section. I see him outside. He's just standing like nothing happened, looking around. I go, Isaac, what happened? He's like, Mom, she's getting shot. She's inside. So I'm like, okay, are you okay? He's like, Mom was shot, not me. No, that's not what I'm saying, you idiot. Whatever, I'm coming back. So I run inside. My mom's in the prep area. All the doctors are standing around her. There's blood everywhere. I'm looking at the doctors. And just by the way, doctors are not as good looking as they are on those TV shows, eh? No, like they set the bar really high. Because I was shocked. I ran and I was like, what the hell's... Sorry, that was inappropriate. What's happening here, guys? They're like, sir, you need to leave. I said I was sorry. Come on, that's what's happening. Like, no, sir, you can't be here. Please leave, please. I'm like, whatever, okay. So I go outside. The nurse comes to me. She's like, Mr. Noah? I said, yes. Okay, Mr. Noah, we've got your wife stabilized right now. And I said, my wife? She says, yes, that's Mrs. Noah, right? Yes, that's my mom. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, why would you think she's... Come on, hold on. You think I would... I mean, she's cool, but I mean, like, have you seen the girls? I should show you the pictures. Oh, well, I'll show you the pictures afterwards. What's going on? She's like, okay, Mr. Noah, your mom's just been stabilized and we're going to have to start thinking about surgery. She's been shot in the head and she's been shot in the lower buttocks region. This is a very serious thing. I'm like, yes, it is. Okay, so what's happening? Well, we just found out that she doesn't have medical aid. So what? She says, yeah, she doesn't have medical aid. Now, my mom always had medical aid, always. But now it turns out she canceled it a few years ago. I didn't know this. She canceled it because she never gets sick. You know those people? I just never get sick. I never get sick, Trevor. I never, ever get sick. I don't know why I have this. I never get sick. Yes, but you didn't think of bullets. Now she's in the hospital, no medical aid. So I said to the nurse, well, what does this mean? She says, well, Mr. Noah, it means we're going to have to put her back in the ambulance and send her to a public hospital. So, but she's bleeding now. You can't say. She says, I'm sorry, so that's all we can do. She has to go to a public hospital. Now I'm panicking. I mean, public hospital? Normally a good place to go. Normally, you know. But now what's happening is there's just misadministration of funds. Like money's going missing. You don't know what's happening. They don't have the right equipment. Now I'm picturing guys trying to fix my mom. There's the doctor. Give me a scalpel. We got a spare now. Okay, bring it. At least it's a shifting. Okay, let's try something. I'm stressed. So I say, well, what do we do without medical aid? She says, well, there's nothing, sir. I said, well, what if I give you the money? She says, well, you don't know how much it'll cost, so you can't, unless you give us your card, and then we just work from there. So we'll take my card. Here's my credit card. She goes, sir, it can get very expensive. I said, this is my mom. Use the money. Go. She goes, you can tell me it's expensive. This is my mother we're talking about, you know? I realized through all of this, I've just neglected my brother. He's been standing there the whole time with these big eyes. So I'm like, hey, Isaac. Hey, Isaac. What's on your mind, man? Are you okay, big boy? He's like, Trevor? Yes. Hey. Can I come to your house and play PlayStation later today? How are you going to ask me about PlayStation? Your mom has just been shot. You can't be asking me about what the hell is wrong with you, stupid child. You know what? You're never going to play PlayStation ever again. Ever. No play PlayStation for you ever in your life. Ever. Go away. Go sit down and think about what you just... PlayStation, you're going to ask me. How the hell is going to ask me about PlayStation? The nurse comes back. She goes, okay, Mr. Noah, we just used 900 Rand for some blood tests. I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? Yeah, because it's 900. This is my mom. Use the money. Go. She goes away. I'm like, 900 Rand. How are you going to tell me about that? She comes back again. She's like, Mr. Noah, we need 2,000 Rand for some x-rays. This is my mom, not a pair of jeans. Use the money. Go. She goes away. I'm like, this is my mom's going to die. Asking me questions here. Busy asking me, my mom's going to die. My mom's going to die. That's all I'm saying. And I say it. My brother hears me. He starts crying. I'm like, Isaac, I'm sorry. Are you okay? He said, I'm not okay. You said I'm never going to play PlayStation ever in my life. And I want to play Need for Speed, and now I can't play PlayStation. I'm like, you still crying about play? You have no right to cry. You hear me? You shut up. Stop crying. You can't cry about this. You shut up. Now some woman comes out. She knows my mom's been shot. Now she thinks I'm telling my brother not to cry about my mom. She just gets involved. She's like, hey, you let him cry, okay? You let him cry. Some people express their pain in different ways. You let him cry. I'm like, I will not let him cry, lady. I will not let him cry. Many kids grow up without one, okay? It's just none of it is fine. Like, you should go play in the park or something. It's not a time to cry right now. What the hell? You spoil your kids. That's your problem. You should take it away from them so that they can learn about life. You both shut up. All of you, shut up. I'm telling them this. The nurse comes back. She goes, Mr. Noah, we're ready for surgery. I'm like, so do the surgery. She says, yeah, but sir, this could get very expensive. ICU and surgery is very expensive. I'm like, lady, what is expensive? This is my mother. She says, so well, anywhere from like 20,000 Rand. This is my mom. All the way to like 500,000 Rand. Yo, but she's lived, eh? I mean, she's like, what, 56, 57? I mean, it's almost finished. I mean, you know? Even she says she's old. I mean, you know? And you said the bullet's in the head, and head, it's finished. Yeah, because now we need to pay for the funeral, and we need to buy scones for everybody, and this guy needs a PlayStation, you know? So, I mean, I don't know if... She's like, sir, we need the go-ahead, otherwise we can't do anything. I said, okay, well, use the card, just use the card. We'll handle the debts. She goes away. I'm stressed. Because I've seen this happen to people. Go into a hospital, you don't have enough money, use your credit card, next thing you're in debt for years, and the person could die. Yeah, the person dies. And when they die, the doctor doesn't give you your money back. No. No, he doesn't. Yeah, because he tried, and that's all he has to do. Yeah, you'll get there and be like, doctor, did you win? Be like, wah, wah. And your money's gone. That's all I was stressed about. But the most amazing thing happened. Turns out, my mother wasn't that badly hurt. It was a miracle, really. The ass bullets didn't do much damage, because my family's gifted. The head bullets didn't hit anything vital, yeah? Other than the head, obviously. But it missed her spinal cord, missed the nerves, didn't touch the brain, went right through, missed the eye, hit the eye socket, and so deflected, and all it did was it cut a piece of her nostril off, just one side, and the bullet went out clean. Which means she didn't have to go in for intensive surgery, and her recovery was only a week. Yeah, a week, which was fantastic, because that means the bill was only 24,000 Rand. I mean, and she's alive, yes, but the bill was only 24,000 Rand. This is great, really great, because 25 was my cutoff. So, you laugh, but that's how much I've calculated I'm willing to pay my mom back for all the ultramel custard I've consumed in my life. Everything else, none of my business, eh? Food, clothes, schooling, all of that stuff, I'm not paying. I hate it when parents say that to their kids. You know how hard I have to work for your bloody school and your clothes? I didn't ask to be born. That's your job. Please. You handle that. I asked for the ultramel. We can keep a tab. Don't involve me in your things. And that's what I calculate, 25,000. Yeah, I would have been there. 24,750. I would have been there at the doctor. Eta. It's fine, my man. No, stop. No, you tried. You tried, mom. It's cool. No, you tried it. No, just switch off there. Switch off. How much? 250 left. We'll pour petrol or something. It's fine. Just switch off there. You tried. Yeah. It was fantastic. I told my mom about the 25. She laughed. She didn't know I was serious. And to show you what a crazy family we have, my mom's in the recovery ward. She's got those tubes in her and everything, and the IV, and my brother's in the corner bored out of his mind, and my grandmother's in the other corner reading the Bible, and I'm holding my mom's hand and I'm crying. Still crying. This is a week later, I'm still crying. I've been crying the whole week, but I've also been using this time to cry for other things in my life. No, because as a man, you need to know when to cry. You loop it all together and you just cry at one time. It's like we cry in bulk. You got to understand. You cry. You don't just cry one. Cry in bulk. Yeah. So I'm crying for everything. And my mom looks at me and she goes, shh, Trevor, shh, don't cry, baby. I said, no, Mom, I'm going to cry. You're shot in the head. And she says, no. Look on the bright side. I said, what bright side? She says, no, at least now because of my nose. And one of the most fascinating things I read about recently, one of the most fascinating places, was a place called Rochester, New York, where, genuinely, this blew my mind, where they had a city which was basically dedicated to rehabilitating people who had escaped slavery. All right, so black people who had escaped the South, got into the North, were rehabilitated at this place. Frederick Douglass wrote many of his works there. The suffragette movement kicked off there. It's a powerful, powerful little place. And I was reading these stories, and what they would do is, slaves would escape from the South. They'd make their way to the North. They would get to Rochester. The Underground Railroad would get them there. And then they would rehabilitate them, put them on boats, and send them to Canada so that they could live free. And I was like, it's a fascinating story for two reasons. One, to remind you that there were a lot of good people, white people out there, because a lot of time I get angry at white people, and then I'm like, no, there's good ones, calm down. And the second part of it that was amazing was that they convinced black people to get back on boats. I think that's one of the most amazing stories I've ever read. Because, do you know how convincing you'd have to be to convince someone who's they've just escaped slavery? Think about that for a second. Somebody's just escaped slavery. They've made their way there, finally. All right? They wake up after one night of free sleep. And they walk out and it's just like, hey, man, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you did for me, man. Well, you know what, my friend? Nobody deserves to live the way you lived, and I'm glad we got you out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, my friend. Okay, all we got to do now is get you some paperwork, get you cleaned up, and put you on a boat, get you to Canada, and you can live a free life, and everything's going to be better. I'm sorry, hold up. Yeah, go, yeah, could you come again? What did you say? Oh, I know, the paperwork thing is weird, but we got to get you some identification. No, you said something about a boat? Yeah, we're going to get you on a boat so you can get to Canada. Yeah, we don't do boats no more. I don't know if you know our history, but me and my people, we took a cruise one time. That shit didn't go so well. So yeah, we got to find another way to get to Canada if you don't mind. No, but the boat is the best way for us to get there from Rochester. Yeah, that might be the best way for y'all, but we gonna walk. Hell, we can run real good. We can run, but we ain't getting on no boat. My friend, you got to get on the boat. Man, I ain't got to do shit. I just got free. Imagine if I get on that boat and on the other side I'm in the same place. What they gonna say to me? Why'd you get on that boat? Because he was real nice. Oh, hell no. I ain't getting on no boat. Well, you gotta get on the boat, though. You're free now. You gotta get over this. Look, man, maybe one day in a few hundred years, one of my descendants named Kanye West will be over this shit, but I ain't over it right now. So I ain't getting on no boat. We gotta get you on the boat, damn it. I'm not getting on no boat. And that was the day the phrase "nigga please" was invented. A white man turned and he was like, "Nigger please, I need you on that boat." And that story was passed down generation to generation. Black person to black person, free man to free man. So then that white man got down on his knees and he said, "Nigga, please. Nigga, please, nigga, please. I ain't never heard that phrase before in my life. Nigga, please, nigga, please, nigga, please." I know that's probably a phrase Barack Obama used at least once in the White House. At least once. Like, Mr. President, do you think Trump is because of you? Do you think you caused this? Oh, nigga, please. Just one time. One time I know he used it. Actually, I had the pleasure of meeting President Obama while he was still in office. Probably one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in my life. Yeah, came out of nowhere. I was at the Daily Show, I was in my office, and I got a phone call from the administration. And someone on the other end was like, "Hi, Trevor, would you like to interview the President of the United States in the White House?" And I was like, "Do you ask stupid questions?" It's like, "Of course I want to meet the President of the United States. Are you serious?" And the day finally came, went to DC with my TV crew, and they set us up in a room which is literally opposite the Oval Office. We put all our cameras in place, and all we're doing now is waiting for the President to arrive. So we're staring at the door with bated breath. And the reason we're staring is because they don't give you an exact time of the President's arrival for his safety, right? So they just give you a window, like the cable guy. So we're all waiting there, listening to every footstep, every moment. And then he just popped in behind us, scared the shit out of everybody. Yeah, because there's a secret door, but they don't tell you, again, for safety, right? So we're staring at that door, and all of a sudden he was like, "Hello." And I was like, "Ah!" But I had a great time in the interview with him. He was really, really kind to everyone in the room, and then we turned off the cameras, and I promise you he became even nicer. We just had a conversation. I thought he was going to leave. I mean, he's President of the United States. You've got to go do something. And he just chilled for a bit, you know, and we spoke as human beings, and it went really well until he turned to me, and he said, "Trevor, you know, I got a show that I'm doing in a few weeks, a little thing that I thought maybe you'd want to pop by and perform, if you don't mind." I said, "Mr. President, I would be honored. You just let me know when and where. What's the show going to be for, sir?" He said, "Oh, well, Trevor, I'm doing a little thing for my AIDS, and I thought maybe you'd want to be there." I said, I would love to. Thank you. I'm sorry, a show for what?" He said, "For my AIDS, Trevor." I said, "You have AIDS?" And then he explained what he meant. And I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. Because I had just looked at the President of the United States and asked him if he had AIDS. And you know what the worst thing is that he was nice to me as well? Because I said that, and then he explained, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. President, I didn't mean that. I don't even know why I thought it's just like you said AIDS, and then like the AIDS." You know, because here's the thing, in my defense, right, I get it now. He means AIDS as in the White House aides, the people who help the president. I get it now, but in my defense, where I'm from, AIDS is some other shit that doesn't help anybody. No one in Africa is walking around like, "Let me introduce you to my AIDS, huh?" So now I'm here and I'm frazzled. And I'm like, "Mr. President, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. You don't have AIDS. You definitely. And even if you did have AIDS, there's nothing wrong with having AIDS. There's no stigma. We can still be cool. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I'm so sorry." And he's like, Trevor, calm down. Trevor, calm down." I was like, "I'm so sorry, Mr. President. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said I'm probably the dumbest person you've ever met, Mr. President." He's like, "No, Trevor, calm." I said, I'm the dumbest person you've ever met." He's like, "No, Trevor, that's not true. I've met Trump." Get out of here! So smooth. We don't celebrate our heroes enough in this country. So many of our heroes, we chastise them. We bring them down. It's jealousy, it's hatred. Umona. Heroes that we don't acknowledge. Greats. After Nelson Mandela, we always go, nobody else can live up to that. Yeah, but there's small levels of greatness. You don't even have to look far. For instance, our great sign language interpreter. Tamsanga. Yankees. The man who made it all happen. Huh? He was there at Nelson Mandela's memorial service. A service that the whole world was watching. And because of that, the service was translated to everyone all over the world. Translated into all languages, including sign language. And so Yankees was there translating for those who didn't understand. Unfortunately, he also didn't understand sign language. Which is a small problem. A problem that he didn't let stop him, people. Where others see obstacles, he saw an opportunity. People go, "He's a con man. He's a bloody, how could he do something so deceitful?" Yeah, you gotta go, how could he do something so deceitful? That man Yankees showed something so powerful. He's a role model to the children. Because he showed that you shouldn't listen to what people say you can or cannot do. If you believe in yourself and you work hard enough, anything is possible. People told him his whole life, they're like, Yankees, you can't do sign language. He was like, we'll see about that. Bitches. And he did it. He did sign language for the most powerful people in the world. Every single one of them, Yankees, was on that stage doing it and doing it well. Nobody even suspected him. Nobody. People were just like, he's doing his thing. People ask questions. Where did he come from? Did he sneak? He didn't sneak in. He's been the official sign language interpreter for the government for the last 5 years. Yeah, official for the last 5 years. And apparently before this, people have complained. But obviously the complaints fell on deaf ears, so nothing was done about it. And so he just carried on. And now he was here. The biggest event of his life. Signing for the world. Signing. Just making it up. In the zone. Nobody suspected. I suspected though. I did. No, I did. Let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. Not because I know sign language, but because I know my president. And if there's one thing that's specific, is when Jacob Zuma reads a speech, right? Jacob Zuma reads a speech. He's a very deliberate man. He's very calm. He's very measured. Takes his time. The rhythm is the most important thing. And Yankees didn't match his rhythm. I knew there was something wrong. You remember this. Zuma was there reading Mandela's Wikipedia page, right? And while he was reading, Yankees was doing totally different, like the rhythm was wrong. Zuma was there like, and thereafter, Nelson Mandela went to Robben Island for his imprisonment. Term and to fight for the rhythm didn't match, right? Zuma was on page 1, that guy was on like page 17 or something. It didn't match up at all. It's almost like Zuma was translating sign language for us. That's how slow it looked. Sorry, I haven't practiced, guys. It didn't match up. None of it. But Yankees did it. He stayed there in the face of adversity and he fought. Yeah. He did sign language for everyone. We've got to ask ourselves questions as well as South Africans. We don't ask enough questions. For instance, did nobody think to ask him how he could speak every single language in the world? Every leader came from countries everywhere. They spoke in their language. Yankees translated for everyone. Did nobody stop to ask? Even for a second. The president of Brazil is standing up there. Nelson Mandela, estou pai. Nós de você, de casa, do gosto muito, pelado que estava pesado. Nós do Yankees was there. Did no one say, hey Yankees, you can speak Portuguese? I'm in the zone, Baba, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. Did nobody think to ask? He did sign language for everyone. The ambassador of China was up there. 가도시, 전도이 넬슨 만델라. 다도 입시부 다도 신주의 공고로 바도시. Yankees was there on the side. He just made it up. He made everything up. And he did a great job at it. He did a great job. But then, like a true South African, he just took it too far. Enough wasn't enough. That's our problem in South Africa. That's all it is. We don't know when to stop. We take it too far. The same thing happens with tenders, all of these things. Guys are stealing houses and everything. I go, guys, I understand you want to steal. I understand that. I understand. But if you get a tender to build 10 houses, steal one, build 9. At least 9 people have houses. Don't steal all the houses. Somebody's going to notice. And then you can't steal more houses. But no, we want it all in South Africa. We take it one step too far. That's what Yankees did. He had done it for everyone. He'd done a great job. The best fake sign language the world had ever seen. He had gotten away with it too, until Barack Obama came up to speak. This was a speech that was going to be performed by the most powerful man in the free world. 90 million people watching that speech. This, my friends, is the point where you pack up your little bag of tricks and you call it a day. Not Yankees. If I was Yankees, that's where I would have called it quits. I say, hey, Yankees, next one. Who is it? Barack Obama. The whole world is watching this one. I know, sorry guys, sorry. Sorry, hey, my fingers are crimping. I've lost my voice, sorry. Oh no, not Yankees. They're like, Barack, he's like, I'm there. And he was. Doing sign language for Barack Obama. And they found out that while he was doing the sign language, he kept on using the same signs over and over again, right? The few real signs that he actually knew. And apparently all he knew was 4 things that he kept on doing repeatedly. And those things, they asked afterwards, real sign language interpreters, they found that he was doing this, right? Which means greetings, yeah? Greetings, he kept on doing that. Another one he loved doing was circle, yeah? Yeah, circle. One of his favorites was smoking, yeah? And every now and again he'd go, get a little bit of that. That's all he did, over and over again. Can you imagine that? Nelson Mandela's memorial, Barack Obama pouring his heart out. There he is, Barack Hussein Obama. And Yankees. As Americans, Nelson Mandela's a man that showed that through peace, you could free not only the prisoner, but also the guard. Nelson Mandela's a man, he's beyond a man, he's a legacy. A legacy I could never aspire to be, but we can all look towards. And for me, Nelson Mandela showed that sometimes in life, you gotta go the hard way. You gotta say the things that matter. And always remember to do what counts. I could never be Nelson Mandela. Can you imagine how horrible it must have been for every single deaf person watching that speech? Imagine what it must have been like as a deaf person watching that at home, sitting there. That must have been the craziest thing they've ever seen in their lives. Deaf people just watching going, hello? Hello? What? Why is he talking about smoking? Why is he talking about smoking? I'm going to talk about Nelson Mandela. I'm talking about smoke. Talk about Nelson Mandela. What's wrong? Why is he talking about what? Hello? Why did he? This is the worst speech ever. There's something wrong with this guy. Barack has a smoking problem. What the hell? Talk about Mandela. This guy, what's wrong with him? This is the worst speech. I can't listen anymore. This is horrible. This is horrible. Tell me when it's finished. I can't do this, man. That speech must have been ridiculous. By the way, that's only the second time I've ever told a joke about deaf people, ever. Only the second time. Told one joke when I was starting out in comedy and then I stopped because I believed you shouldn't make jokes about disabled people. It's the wrong thing to do. It's wrong, you know. And I never did it again until one day my life changed. I got asked to do a show in Sun City. I was asked to do a show. Sasol was organizing a going away party for the South African Paralympic team when they were going out to London. And so they invited me. They said, Trevor, we'd like you to come and do a show to perform for Ama Kroko Kroko. We'd like... Oh, you forgot. You forgot that that's the name we gave our Paralympic team. Not a nickname. That was our official name. We had Ama Pogo Pogo, Bafana Bafana, and Ama Kroko Kroko. We called our Paralympic athletes Ama Kroko Kroko, which means the broken things. A bunch of crocs. That is the worst thing you can call a disabled person ever. Ama Kroko Kroko. That is what we call. You got Ama Kroko. That's probably what Reva said to Oscar that night. That's the only thing I can think of. Don't you call Ama Kroko Kroko? Ah! Ama. So anyway, I was doing a show for Ama Kroko Kroko, right? And because I'm there, I did no jokes about disabled people or anything that could be seen as offensive. I did nothing like that. And after the show, I was meeting some of the guys. Everything went well. And one of the athletes came up to me, and I'll never forget this till the day I die. He came up to me, and he was partially deaf. And he introduced himself, and he was a fan, a great fan. And he was like, hey, Trevor, hey man, how are you? I said, hey, how you doing, buddy? How are you? Good to meet you. Good. He said, yeah, man, great to meet you. Great to meet you. I'm a big fan. I said, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. He said, yeah, dude, I love your stuff. You know what? You have subtitles because, you know, sometimes I don't get it because I'm partially deaf. I was like, oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I didn't even know. I just thought you had an accent. That's cool, man. That's nice to meet you. He said, yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't have a question if you don't mind. I said, yeah, go ahead. He said, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? So I'm sorry, what? I don't tell jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? So what do you mean? He said, well, you tell jokes about everyone. Tall people, short people, black, white, everyone. But I've never heard you tell a joke about deaf people. Why? So you've never heard me tell a joke about deaf people? Yeah. No man, not like that, you stupid. No man, you're an idiot. I said, no, dude, I don't know. I don't make jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, why not? I was like, because I shouldn't make jokes about deaf people, because if I did that, then deaf people would be hurt and they would be offended. Why would we be hurt? It's not like we don't know we're deaf. So I thought I was protecting you. Protecting us from what? From laughing. We also want jokes. We deaf. Yeah, we know we're different, but we still want the same things. I was like, yeah, but you know what's funny is you say I must make jokes, right? But even if you're cool with it, you know who will complain? People who can hear. Yeah, they'll complain on your behalf because that's what people do. They get offended for other people. They'll be the ones going, oh, Trevor Noah's an asshole. He made jokes about deaf people. You're like, so? Why do you care? I said, because it hurts. It hurts. He's like, dude, you're a comedian. Suck it up. Hey, it's easy for you. No, dude, just make the joke. If the jokes are funny, people will laugh and then we move on. I was like, yeah, you know what? You say that. But then what do I do if they complain? He's like, dude, if they complain, then complain. Okay?